Hi, welcome to Yoga Today. My name is Mona Godfrey. In today's practice, we will be working on strengthening the bond between our movement and our breath. I hope that you can join us. Welcome back. Thank you for joining us. Today we are practicing in Grand Teton National Park in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. Joining me on the left is Jay.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
Thank you for being here. And on the right, I have Nicole. Thanks for joining us again.
Yeah, thanks for having me back.
So let's begin our practice by sitting up nice and tall and in an easy, comfortable cross-legged position. Go ahead and close your eyes if you haven't already. Relax your shoulders down away from the ears. And then you can rest your hands on your knees or in your lap, maybe flipping your palms up towards the sky or towards the ceiling for receiving. And then from here, if you notice you're kind of leaning forward, maybe take a moment and lean yourself back, almost like you're coming into an imaginary chair. So creating a really nice long line of energy for the breath to flow through. So we'll begin by inviting the Ujjayi breath into the body. So if you haven't already, switch all of the breathing solely to the nose. You want to feel a little slight constriction at the back of the throat. So if it helps you to connect to the breath, you can tuck your chin into the chest, kind of fabricating that constriction. And then listen for that whispering quality. It should almost sound like ocean waves rolling in and out of the body. So let's take a couple of breaths here. Feel your belly expand as you breathe in. Feel your belly collapse as you breathe out. One more. So working to build a strong foundation for our practice. The breath is the foundation. So on your next inhale, you can blink the eyes open, or you can keep them closed if you feel comfortable. Go ahead and sweep your hands out and up, reaching for the sky, shoulders down and away from the ears, maybe the palms touch. Exhale, empty the belly and bring the hands down. So allow your breath to initiate the movement. Inhale, sweep your hands out and up. Grow tall through the sides of the body. Exhale, empty and out. Beautiful. One more time, girls. Take a deep inhale, sweep your hands out and up. Very nice. Reaching with the fingertips, belly up and in, legs are heavy. Exhale, empty and fold. And then from here, we're going to come to all fours. So just go ahead and roll over your knees. If that doesn't work in your body, you can just swing your legs over to the side and come to all fours. Scooting back, make sure that you have plenty of space in front of you. Spreading your fingers out really nice and wide. Make sure your middle finger is pointing forward. So building a strong foundation for your wrists. And make sure you're not sinking into your joints. You want to activate the arm muscles and then lift the upper back up towards the ceiling or the sky. We'll take a few cat-cow stretches, beginning to strengthen that bond between our movement and our breath. So as you inhale, let the belly drop. Lift the heart, lift the chest, pull your shoulders back, lift the gaze. Again, you can keep your eyes open or closed, whatever you feel most comfortable with. As you exhale, empty out. Tuck your chin into your chest, press the earth away. Inhale, drop the belly down, lift the heart, lift the gaze. Shoulders pull back. Even though the belly is dropping, it's not disengaged. Keep zipping it up and in. Exhale, empty out. And then let your next inhale take you to a neutral spine. Nice flat back. And then from here, let's go ahead and tuck the toes. We'll come into our first downward facing dog. Lift the hips, root the heels, press the earth away. So for most of us, probably first downward dog of the day, feel free to invite some movement into the body here. Maybe you pedal the feet. Maybe you sway your hips side to side. Might even feel good to gently shake the head out, yes or no. Make sure to not make this aerobic. Even this movement is a nice vinyasa, linking any little movement that you take to the length of your inhales and exhales. And eventually moving into stillness. On your next inhale, look forward. See where you're headed, and very slowly, watching every step, walk your feet all the way up to the front of the mat. Feet are at hip-width distance. Spread your toes out. Lean a little bit more weight into the balls of the feet. Get light in the heels. Lift your tailbone, lift your heart. As you exhale, let your torso melt. Let your head get heavy. Tuck your chin into your chest. And we're going to come into ragdoll. It might feel more natural just to let your arms dangle. Maybe you want to grab on opposite elbows. And again, you can stay in your stillness, or you can just sway side to side. Most importantly, again, shift your focus back onto the breath. You want to hear the breath moving through the body. Deep inhales, deep exhales. You can even visualize the breath moving into any sensations, moving into any tightness. And then slowly go ahead and release the elbows if you were holding on. Close your eyes. See if you can trust the body. And as slowly as you can, begin to roll up 1 inch, 1 vertebrae at a time. So enjoying the more slow moments of your practice. They are just as important as the heated moments. They balance each other out. They highlight one another. And then stacking your shoulders above the hips, hips above the heels. Go ahead and heel toe your feet in together. Big toes touching, heels slightly apart. Then bringing your hands to heart center. Go ahead and relax the shoulders away from the ears. Beautiful. Relax your face again. Keep your eyes closed if you feel more comfortable. Notice your breath here. So are you still breathing into the body? And we'll begin our practice warming up the body with a few classical sun salutations. So the most important part here is to watch the breath, linking the breath to the movement. So really paying attention that your breath initiates the movement, then the two end together seamlessly. So on your next inhale, go ahead for classical sun salutes, bring your hands forward and up. Deep inhale. As you exhale, you're hinging right at the hips, folding forward. On your next inhale, you're going to take a really giant step back with your right foot. Release your right knee down. And then make sure that your left ankle is right underneath the left knee. Lift the heart, lift the chest, roll your shoulders away from the ears. And then as you exhale, you're going to plant your hands. Again, make sure your fingers are really spread out wide. Tuck your back toes firm through the right quad. And then step back into your downward facing dog. Exhaling as you do this. Really lift the tail, root the heels. Press the earth away with the fingertips, the knuckles, and the heel of your hand. Back of the neck is nice and long. On your next inhale, come forward into your plank position. Shoulders slightly forward of the wrists, heels slightly forward of the toes. And then as you exhale, we're going to take Ashtanga Namaskar. So it's a more gentle variation for a vinyasa. You're going to gently drop the knees, but keep the belly very engaged. Draw your heart slightly forward of your wrists. Keep squeezing the elbows in. They're going to bend straight back. And then lower your chest down gently between the hands. And keep your tailbone lifted. Now, if this doesn't work in your body, you can always just drop the belly down right away. Then as you inhale, we're going to come into a low cobra. Draw your heart forward. Drop the belly down. Keep squeezing the elbows in. Press the tops of the feet so firmly into the mat that the knees and shins lift off. And inhale, lift the heart. And breathe here. Back of the neck is nice and long. It's an extension of your spine. And then as you exhale, press back, either through plank or through tabletop, coming into your downward facing dog. Inhale, left foot steps forward. Release the right knee down. Again, make sure the left ankle is underneath the left knee. Lift the heart, lift the chest, roll your shoulders back. And then as you exhale, you're gonna lightly step up to the front of the mat. Big toes kiss, empty out, fold forward, Uttanasana. Again, for classical sun salutes, as you inhale, bring your hands forward and up. And as you exhale, bring your hands forward in front of you and then straight to the heart. Samastitihi. So other side, again, flowing with the breath. Inhale, sweep your hands forward and up. Exhale, empty and fold. Inhale, left foot steps back. Release the left knee down, lift the heart, pull your shoulders back, sink the hips. As you exhale, plant your hands, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward into your plank. Strong belly, exhale, knees, chest, chin. Again, if you need to just drop the belly down, honor that in your body. Inhale, low cobra. Try to just keep the back body involved. So here, see if you can lift the hands off the mat. So it's the back doing all the work. As you exhale, plant your hands through tabletop or through plank back to down dog. From your downward facing dog, again, right foot steps between the hands. Really use your core to step the foot through. Back knee drops. Lift the heart, lift the chest. Exhale, step up to the front. Big toes kiss, folding forward. Inhale, sweep your hands forward and up. Exhale. Hands to heart center. So we're going to do this a couple of times, just a little bit faster. Again, focus on linking the breath to the movement. That's the most important part. Inhale, bring your hands forward and up. Exhale, hinging at the hips, fold forward. Right foot back, inhale. Lift the heart, lift the chest, shoulders pull back. Exhale, press back, down dog. Inhale, come into your plank. Exhale, knees, chest, chin, Ashtanga Namaskar. Inhale, low cobra, Bhujangasana, lift the heart. Exhale, press back, down dog. Left foot steps between the hands, use your core. Right knee drops gently, lift the heart, lift the chest. Step up to the front, folding forward. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Left foot back. Inhale, lift the heart, lift the chest. Exhale, press back, down dog. Inhale, come into your plank. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, low cobra. Listen to the breath. Exhale, press back. Right foot steps through, low lunge. Lift the heart, lift the chest. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, arms forward and up. Exhale, hands to heart center. One last time, inhale. Exhale. Right foot, inhale. Down dog, exhale. Plank, inhale. Knees, chest, chin, exhale. Inhale, Bhujangasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Left, inhale. Folding forward, exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last side. Inhale. Exhale. Left, inhale. Down dog, exhale. Plank, inhale. Knees, chest, chin, exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Right, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. So take a moment, close your eyes. And so just notice any change in the warmth of your body. Notice your heartbeat, the rhythms of your breath. See if you can slow it all down. Take one more deep breath. See where in the body you can soften. See where in the body you can firm. And then we'll continue to flow. So blinking the eyes open. Let's go ahead and this time sweep the hands out and up. Feet rooting down as you grow tall. And then as you exhale, leading with the heart, begin to fold forward. Shoulders away from the ears, belly up and in. For our first Ardha Uttanasana, let's go ahead and bring the hands onto the shins, just for that extra length. Really press the shins away, straighten out through the elbows, pull the shoulders away from the ears, nice and long through the neck, so it's an extension of your spine, and a little bit more weight into the balls of the feet, a little bit lighter in the heels. Nice. And then as you exhale, contract the belly, keep all of that length empty and fold forward. On your next inhale, step back with your right foot, coming into a middle lunge. Firm through the inner thighs, strong and firm through the outer hips. Pull your shoulders away from the ears. Get really high on those right tippy toes. Begin to separate the belly from that left quad so it's not bearing all the weight. And then on your inhale, you're going to take your hands by your sides, roll the shoulders away from the ears, and then lift up into your high lunge. So maybe take a little bend in that right knee at first. So you can press your hips forward and really come out of that low back. Pull that low belly up and in. And then from there, begin to straighten out more through that right leg. Very nice. Shoulders away from the ears. As you exhale, draw the elbows down. Open the heart. Open the chest. Inhale, flowing with the breath. Exhale, frame your left foot. Inhale, step back into your plank. Now we have a couple of options. In your plank, you can either go through knees, chest, chin, through low cobra as before. If it's a part of your practice, feel free to lower down halfway, chaturanga dandasana. And inhale into your up dog. So just gauge where your body is in this moment. If you're feeling warm, if it's a part of your practice, take the deeper variations. As you exhale, press back, downward facing dog. On your inhale, with the length of your breath, so again, matching movement to breath, slowly left leg lifts. Don't swing the leg. Hips stay square. As you exhale, again, use that core strength. Step the foot between the hands. Back knee drop, slow lunge. So scoot your left foot forward a little bit. Make sure the ankle's right underneath that knee. Very nice. From here, also firm through the inner thighs, outer hips. Inhale, sweep your hands up. And then as you exhale, draw the elbows down. Inhale, sweep the hands up. Flowing with the breath, exhale, frame your left foot. Tuck your right toes if they're not already. Step up to the front of the mat. Inhale, lengthen, rise halfway. Again, hands can always be on the shins. Exhale, empty and fold. Inhale, sweep your hands out and up. Growing tall, exhale, hands to heart center. Other side, inhale, sweep your hands out and up. Listen to the breath, exhale, empty and fold forward. Hands to shins, inhale, lengthen, and then as you exhale, big giant step back into that middle lunge. Inner thighs are strong, outer hips are firm. Zip the belly up and in, so create a little bit of separation between the quad and the belly. It's energetic, so the quad is not bearing all that weight. Bring your hands back behind you. There's a tendency for the shoulders to droop, so lift the shoulders up and away from the ears. Really reach back with your fingertips, very nice. And then as you inhale, lift up, high lunge, Anjalyasana. Again, maybe take a little bend in that left knee. Press your hips forward. Lengthen out through your low back. Pull that low belly up and in, and then begin to straighten out through the left leg again. As you exhale, draw the elbows down. Inhale, arms lift. As you exhale, frame your right foot. Inhale, step back into your plank. Again, it's your choice. Knees, chest, chin to low cobra or chaturanga to your up dog. As you exhale, press back, down dog. Inhale, your right leg lifts. Exhale, step it through. Back knee drops. Inhale, the arms lift. Exhale, open up the heart. Keep the low belly strong. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, frame your right foot. Gently, quietly step up to the front of the mat. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep your hands out and up. And exhale, bring your hands to heart center. So we're gonna do that one more time, just a little bit quicker, 1 breath per movement. So inhale, sweep your hands out and up. Exhale, empty and fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, right foot back, firm through the inner thighs, outer hips. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, open the heart. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, frame your left foot. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga or ashtanga. Inhale, low cobra or up dog. Exhale, press back, down dog. Left leg lifts nice and steady. Exhale, step it through. Right knee drops. Inhale, arms lift, strong core. Exhale, open the heart. Inhale, arms lift, all about the breath. Exhale, frame your left foot. Right knee drops. Inhale, sweep your hands up. And again, exhale, open the heart, shoulders away from the ears. Very nice, girls. Inhale, sweep your hands out and up. Exhale, frame your front foot. As lightly, as quietly as you can, step your right foot up to meet the left. Inhale, lift the heart, lengthen. Exhale, empty and fold. Inhale, sweep your hands out and up, feet rooting down, grow really tall. Exhale, bring all that warmth and energy to your heart center. Last side, inhale, sweep your hands. Flow with the breath. Exhale, leading with the heart, belly up and in. Find length, inhale. Exhale, left foot steps back. Prepare for that high lunge, firm inner thighs, strong outer hips, strong belly lift. Exhale, open the heart. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, frame your right foot. Step back into your plank. Exhale, your choice, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Inhale, low cobra or up dog, shoulders away from the ears. Nice. Exhale, press back, down dog. Inhale, right leg lifts nice and steady, hips are square. Exhale, step it through. Back knee drops. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, open up. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, frame your right foot. Step up to the front of the mat. Lift the heart, lift the chest. Exhale, empty and fold. Inhale, sweep your hands out and up, grow even taller. All that good warmth and energy to your heart center. Close your eyes. See if you can slow down the breathing. So find a nice, even rhythm. Relax your shoulders as you exhale. See what you can let go of as you exhale. So we're going to continue to flow. Just taking it a little bit slower, but still really working on linking the breath to the movement. And then when we're in those still moments, continuing to breathe, not holding it in. So from here, on your next inhale, again, sweep your hands out and up. Continue to flow. Feel that energy. Exhale, leading with the heart, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen, rise halfway. This time, as you exhale, step back with the right foot. Come into your middle lunge. And then from here, we're going to go ahead and drop that back knee down. Untuck the back toes. Now we're using the warmth to come into a deeper stretch. Shift your hips back, straighten through the left leg. Hands in line with the left knee. Lift the heart, lift the chest, pull your shoulders away from the ears. And then leading with the heart, try not to concave. You want the heart to guide the way. Begin to slowly fold forward. So again, use the warmth that you've cultivated thus far. And then try to find a neutral space with your neck. Face is relaxed. Allow your inhales to help you lengthen the spine, and exhales help you fold a little bit deeper. So even though we're not actually moving, there's still a vinyasa going on in the body with the breath. You can feel the belly, the lungs, the diaphragm, all moving here with the breath. Then on your next inhale, lift the heart. Release the left sole of the foot down. Firm through the right quad. Keep your right hand to the inside of your left foot. Really firm up through the right quad. You're going to inhale and sweep that left hand up. Coming into your twisting lunge, holding and breathing here. Now this is a pretty tricky transition, especially for us because we have sky and nowhere to focus on. So ladies, look down at your left tippy toes for perspective. It's really going to help. Get really strong and straight through your right arm and through your right leg. You're going to start rolling to the outer edge of your right foot. We're going to move into Vashisthasana, side plank. If you need to drop the right knee down, honor that. So slowly start walking your left foot back to meet the right. Lift up through the hips. Really reach with those left fingertips. Maybe looking up at the side wall. If you're able to find focus on those left fingertips, maybe look up at the fingertips as well. Again, so even though we're in stillness, the vinyasa continues with the breath. Deep inhales. Deep exhales. Slowly release that left hand down. Try not to collapse. Take a deep cleansing breath here. As you exhale, your choice, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. So if the shoulders are feeling fatigued, maybe take a more simple vinyasa. Meeting back in that down dog, take a couple of cleansing breaths. On your next inhale, again, left leg lifts, nice and steady, no swinging. We're going to twist now. You're going to bring your left knee to your right elbow. So really shift your shoulders forward of your wrists and then twist. See if you can make contact. Holding and breathing. Again, engage the breath for 2, 1. Inhale, leg lifts. Whew, that's a hard one. Step it through. Release the right knee down again. So we're back in that low lunge. Again, scoot your left foot slightly forward of that. There you go. Inhale, sweep your hands up. And then this time, bring your hands to your heart center. Take a cleansing breath. Lift a little bit out of your hips. So find a little more length through the side body. And then as you exhale, we're going to twist. Right elbow outside of that left knee. Keep working the elbow to the outside of the leg. Hands to heart. Heart to hands. And again, twists tend to constrict the belly and the lungs. Since our focus is the breath today, you really want to try to counter that. And if you want to take it further, maybe tucking those right toes, you lift the right knee off the mat. It's just an option, it's not a must. If you want to take it even further, you can blossom the hands. Right hand down, left hand up. If you're able to take the gaze up at the fingertips, maybe working towards that. And then one more breath here. Release the left hand down, frame that left foot. Wherever you are, step up to the front of the mat, big toes kiss. Inhale, lengthen, heart lifts. Exhale, empty and release it out. This is a nice little break for the body. Inhale, sweep your hands out and up. And exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Beautiful. So we'll go through the other side. Inhale, sweep your hands out and up. Exhale, leading with the heart, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen. As you exhale, step back with that left foot. Again, gently drop that left knee down. Untuck the back toes, and you're just going to shift your hips back. Flex your right foot and even spread out the tippy toes so every little part of your body matters. Yogi toes. Hands in line with the right knee. Lift the heart. Lift the chest. Pull the shoulders away from the ears. Zip that belly up and in. And as you exhale, leading with the heart, keeping all of that length. Fold forward and breathe. Again, even though we've found stillness, there's still a flow happening with the breath. In the belly, in the lungs, you can feel the movement in the chest, in the face, in the nostrils. Stay focused on the breath. On your next inhale, lift the heart, lift the chest, release the right sole of the foot down, frame the foot, tuck the back toes, lift that left knee off the quad, belly up and in. We're going to find that twist. Left hand down, inhale, sweep your right hand up. So again, maybe finding your gaze past those right fingertips. Breathing here, back leg is really strong. twist, constrict the belly and the lungs are kind of the bad boys of our yoga practice. Counter that and breathe more fully. And then look down at those right tippy toes again. This is a difficult transition, so take your time. If you need to drop the back knee down, honor that. You can just swing the leg over to the side and then bring the right leg to the back of the mat. Otherwise, see if you can stack both feet on top of one another, lifting through the hips, belly up and in. Maybe gaze up at the fingertips. Beautiful, guys. Keep breathing. Deep inhales, deep exhales. And then gently release the right hand down. Pause in your plank position. Readjust the body. And again, choose wisely. Knees, chest, chin. Maybe if you're feeling tired in those shoulders, or chaturanga dandasana. Inhale, low cobra or up dog. Gauge your energy levels. And exhale, press back. Downward facing dog. On your next inhale, the right leg lifts. Nice and steady. Exhale, step the foot through. Release the back knee down, inner thigh strong, outer hips firm. Beautiful, guys. Inhale, sweep your hands up. Reach for the sky and then bring the hands to heart center, all that warmth and energy to the heart. And then we'll twist. Sink a little deeper into that right knee, left elbow outside of the right knee. Hands to heart, heart to hands. Keep breathing. Every inhale is an opportunity to lengthen the spine. Every exhale, an opportunity to twist a little bit deeper. And if you did it on the other side, do it here, maybe blossoming the hands. Left hand down, right hand up. Maybe gaze up at those fingertips. Keep breathing. One more full Ujjayi breath. And then slowly release the hands, gently frame the right foot, and then lightly step up to the front of the mat. Big toes kiss. Inhale, lengthen, rise halfway. Exhale, empty and fold. On your inhale, sweep your hands out and up. And then exhale, bring your hands to heart center. So moving on, last standing sequence here. Inhale, sweep your hands out and up. Growing nice and tall as you exhale, leading with a heart fold forward. On your inhale, lengthen and rise halfway. And then as you exhale, step back with your right foot. Firm through the inner thighs, outer hips, finding your low lunge. And then from here, inhale, sweep your hands up. And then we're going to open up into warrior two. So you're going to release your right heel down. You might need to widen your stance a little bit. Left heel, right arch. Bend into that left knee deeply. Make sure it doesn't go past the left ankle. Pull your right hip back. Extend out through the hands and then find your gaze over those left fingertips. Beautiful. Flip your left hand and then reach back. Reverse warrior. Woo, that sun is bright. Breathing here. Then as you exhale, you're going to windmill the arms down, frame your front foot, pivot on the right tippy toes, and then from here step back into your plank position. We're going to come down onto our forearms, warming up the core a little bit, holding here for a couple of breaths. So if you find that this at all hurts your low back, you can always gently drop the knees and just keep the back engaged. The belly engaged. Holding here, guys, let's breathe. It's a beautiful space to connect to the breath. Holding for 9. 8, we'll get a little break after this. Stay with me. 7. 6. Keep breathing, guys. Deep breaths. 5. You should be able to hear the breath moving through the body. 4. 3. Beautiful, guys. I can hear the breath. Very nice. Where are we? 2. 1.5. It's my infamous joke. 1. Awesome, guys. Everyone drop the knees. Take a little quiet child's pose. Relax the shoulders. So if you've lost the breath at this point, it's a really, really good place to restore. So let go of everything that just happened. Take a nice deep inhale. Really let it go. Feel the belly empty out. Relax the shoulders. Beautiful. 1 more full Ujjayi breath in this space. Very nice, girls. Now on your inhale, come back into your tabletop. Again, nice opportunity to check back in with your hands. Make sure your fingers are spread out wide, middle fingers pointing forward. Tuck the toes, lift the hips, press back. Downward facing dog. From your down dog, inhale, the left leg lifts. This time, bring your left knee to your left elbow. Holding and breathing here. For 3, see if you can make contact, very nice. 2, pull that belly up and in. 1, inhale, leg lift. And then step it right through for your warrior 2 again. Left heel, right arch, windmill the arms open. From here, flip your left hand, reverse and take it back. And ladies, we're going to take it into a half moon. Now we're going to bring our left hand in front of our left tippy toes. So you might need to scoot back a little bit on your mat if you don't have space. Just create that room for your body. Shift weight into that left foot. Slowly lift the right leg up. Try to stack your right hip on top of the left. Spread your right tippy toes out. Kick the right sole of the foot into the back wall or back into those beautiful mountains. And then maybe if you'll feel steady, right hand lift. Maybe if you feel steady, shifting your gaze to the side wall. 1 more full belly breath. Release that right hand down. Bend the right knee. Bring the upper inner thighs to touch. We're going to come into a one-legged forward fold. So you're going to contract the belly and just fold yourself over that left leg. If you feel fairly steady and balanced, maybe you wrap that left hand around the left ankle. And then slowly release the right foot down, big toes kiss. Inhale, lengthen, rise halfway. Exhale, empty and fold, very nice. Inhale, sweep your hands out and up. And exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Other side, last side on our standing sequence. Inhale, sweep your hands out and up. As you exhale, leading with a heart fold forward. Inhale, lengthen, rise halfway. As you exhale, plant your hands, step back with that left foot. Gonna come into that high lunge again. Strong inner thighs, outer hips. We should be nice and warm and ready for this now. Breathing here. Again, remember that little tuck of the tail, nice long back, firm low belly. And then we're gonna release that back heel down, open up. Come into your warrior 2. So most of us are gonna have to widen our stance a little bit. Takes up a lot of real estate on the mat. Deep bend in the right knee, work your left hip back. Extend out through the hands, and then find your gaze over your right fingertips. Find your breath. Flip your right hand, reverse and take it back. As you exhale, you're going to windmill the arms down. Frame your right foot, pivot on the left tippy toes, and then step back into your plank. So everyone drop your knees for a second here. We're going to move into our inversion. So there's a couple of options. You can take dolphin, and that's a really nice way to build strength. So Jay is going to demonstrate that for us. You want your hands to be at an equal sign. And Jay, go ahead and measure the elbows out. So actually wrap your hands around the elbows even more. Get really compact. There you go. And then bring your hands out in front of you and spread those fingers out nice and wide again. Beautiful. So Jay, she's going to lift her hips up and then walk your feet in as close to the face as you can. Really strengthening the upper body, and then make sure the head doesn't actually rest on the ground. You want the head lifted, and then press the forearms down so you get nice and long through the neck. Very nice, Jay. So stay there and rest if you need to periodically. And then we'll have Nicole come into headstand. So if you're practicing headstand, you can also use the wall at home. That's more than okay. You want to do the same thing. You want to measure out your elbows, interlace your fingers, and then open the hands up. So we have Nicole walking the feet in as close as you can, and then try to tuck the knees into the belly. Nice. Beautiful, Nicole. And then slowly lifting up. If you're using the wall, remember the wall's there behind you to protect you. Beautiful. Breathing here, firming through the inner thighs. So really squeeze those inner thighs. There you go. Beautiful. Breathing and holding here. Let's hold for about 5 deep breaths. Are you feeling okay, Nicole? Okay, perfect. Yep, so just make sure that you're breathing in your inversions. And if you're in dolphin, it's a really, really strong pose. So come down and rest if you need to. Yep, very nice, Jay. Beautiful. Take rest. So when you're coming down from your headstand, you want to do it with control. So maybe pulling that belly up and in. See if you can pull the knees back into the chest without dropping the legs down. Very nice. Very nice work, Nicole. Beautiful. And then just set one foot down, boom, and then the other. Very nice. Come down. So when you've taken a heated inversion like that, you definitely want to give your body a moment to reconnect to the breath, especially if you got up there and you felt that you got tense and were holding it in. So ladies, take a couple of nice full inhales and exhales here. Again, let your shoulders relax. Jay, maybe take your hands back. Beautiful. In fact, you can even bring your hands to the small of your back and interlace your fingers and kind of let the shoulders drop from there. It's a very nice way to relax the shoulders. So let's take 2 more full breaths. We just have that one side to finish up. Beautiful, ladies. Let's slowly come back into that tabletop. Again, nice way to restore that foundation for our wrists. Spread your fingers out wide, middle fingers pointing forward. Energize the arms, tuck the toes, lift the hips, press back. Downward facing dog. From your down dog, inhale the right leg lifts. And then as you exhale, right knee to your right elbow. Keep lifting through the hips, keep breathing, holding for 2. 1. Inhale the right leg lift. As you exhale, step the foot between the hands. Right back into our warrior 2. Right heel, left arch. Windmill the arms open. So again, you might need to widen your stance. Takes up a whole lot of real estate on the mat. Generous bend into the right knee. Eventually that right quad is parallel to the earth. Extend out through the hands. Find your gaze over your right fingertips. Flip your right hand, reverse and take it back. And then we're going to come into that half moon. So transitioning through warrior 2. Again, if you don't have space in front of your right tippy toes, ladies, just wiggle that right foot back. Want to give yourself a sufficient amount of space. And then you're going to shift weight into that right foot. Try not to use momentum, use strength. Very slowly lift that left leg up. Trying to open the hip here. Left hip on top of the right. Spread the left tippy toes. If you're feeling stable, maybe that left hand lift. And if you want to take it further, maybe switch your gaze to the side wall, to the side into the beautiful bushes we have here, or up at the sky or at your ceiling at home. One more full belly breath. Oh, that breeze is nice. And then wherever you are, slowly release the left hand down. Bend the left knee. Squeeze the upper inner thighs together. Get really nice and compact. And then come into that forward fold. Let your head go. Tuck your chin into your chest. If you want to take it further, if you did on the other side, wrap your right hand around your right ankle. And then slowly release the right ankle if you were holding on. Release the left foot down. Inhale, lengthen, rise halfway. Exhale, empty and fold. And then on your inhale, go ahead and sweep your hands out and up. And exhale, bring your hands to heart center. So again, closing the eyes here, just take a moment to once again observe your body temperature, observe the rhythms of your breath, notice any thoughts, notice any stories, just see if you can slow everything down, see if you can quiet everything down. A few deep breaths here. All right, and then blinking the eyes open, ladies, we're going to use our chair pose to transition down onto the floor. So as you inhale, go ahead and bend the knees, sweep your hands, and sit up into your Utkatasana chair. Hollowing out the belly, strong and straight through the arms, and then we're going to continue sitting down. So if you need to release the hands down to the earth, honor that, right? So bring the hands down if you need to, otherwise keep them lifted. You're going to come down onto your tush, find balance on your sitting bones, and come right into your boat pose. Holding and breathing here. So the legs can be bent, or they can be straight if you're feeling warm and energized. And again, of course, you want to focus on the breath. Keep lifting the heart. Keep breathing. Holding for 5. Maybe straightening out through one leg. 4. Maybe straightening out through the other. 3. 2, maybe 4 breaths, straightening out through both. And then slowly release the feet down. Bring the soles of the feet together. Knees out to the side. So if you, again, lost your breath, this is a beautiful space to reconnect to it. Take a deep inhale. Lift the heart. Pull your shoulders away from the ears. And then as you exhale, empty and fold forward. Really let the head go. Tuck your chin into the chest. Let your knees really drop and be heavy. You can keep this pretty passive or it can be energized. Keep reaching forward with the heart. Keep breathing. And then on your next inhale, slowly lift back up. Help your knees in, so bring your hands to the outsides of the knees and squeeze the knees in together. So we're going to come down onto our backs. We've done a lot of heated things, a lot of flow, so we're just going to ground a little bit before we move into our Shavasana. So take your hands out to shoulder height, and unlike boat pose where we're trying to stay lifted, you actually kind of want to hollow the belly out, so you're kind of rounding in. Nice, girls. So from here, we're going to lower down an inch. Take a deep inhale. As you exhale, contract the belly, hollow it out. Very nice. Lower down another inch. Take a deep inhale. As you exhale, hollow it out. Another inch. Make sure you're lowering down. Take a deep inhale. As you exhale, zip the belly and hollow it out. Beautiful. Another inch. You should be pretty close to the earth. Take a deep inhale. Exhale. Pull the belly in. Another inch. You should be barely hovering above the earth. Embrace the warmth. Embrace the shaking. Another deep inhale. Exhale, pull it in. All right, guys, shoulders just barely above the earth. You should be quivering now. It's a good thing. It's a sign of strength. Holding for 2, 1. Nice, girls. Come all the way down and then hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself a little squeeze. Maybe rock side to side. Massage the low back here. Very nice. And then from here, we're going to come into reverse pigeon. So release the left sole of the foot down onto the ground. Stay with the shoulders connected to the earth. Flex your right foot really actively, like you're going to kick something. And then bring that right ankle right above the left knee. Keep that right leg really active to protect the knee, and then hug the knees into the chest. Grab onto the back of the thigh or front of the shin. Beautiful. So if you're not really feeling this in the hips, if you're pretty open, just keep lowering your tailbone down energetically. So there's a little curve in your middle back. Your middle back should actually not be touching the ground as you pull your tailbone down. And then you can keep flexing that left foot and drawing that left knee out towards the front. You feeling that deeper? Yep. Beautiful. So Jay, see if you can lower your tailbone down to the earth even more. Nice, nice adjustment. Beautiful, guys. Take one more breath. And then slowly release. Let's move to the other side. So bring the right sole of the foot down, actively flex that left foot, left ankle right above the right knee. Beautiful. And then lifting the right sole off the mat. And again, you can grab onto the back of the thigh if it doesn't feel comfortable to grab onto the front of the shin. And you want to try to keep that low back down, the sacrum down. So then naturally there's a little curve in your middle back. Breathing here, beautiful. Much better on this side, Jay, very nice. Nicole, keep lowering that tailbone down even more, energetic, nice. Beautiful. And then try to keep your shoulders relaxed. At this point, try to keep your face relaxed. Still breathing deeply. Nice full inhales. Nice full exhales. Beautiful. And then slowly releasing from here. Go ahead and hug the knees into the chest again, and then take happy baby pose. So very important in this pose as well, keeping that tailbone connected to the earth. So taking your knees, or your ankles rather, right above the knees. So if you're grabbing onto the back of the feet, but the booty's starting to lift off the ground, you want to bring your hands a little bit lower so you can release that tailbone down to the earth. So it's okay to have your hands on your shins or on your ankles. Only grab onto the backs of the feet if you can keep that sacrum rooted. Shoulders relaxed. Energetically press the feet up towards the ceiling, towards the sky, the hands down to resist. And if you want, you can straighten out through one leg. If it feels right, you can straighten out through the other. And to do this, you can also bring the hands down a little bit lower. If it feels good, you can go ahead and straighten out through both. Again, try to keep the low back down. And then slowly bring the knees back in wherever you are. Once more, begin to rock side to side. Massage the corners of your low back. So pull the knees back into the chest. Give yourself a little squeeze. Wrap your hands around the shins. Very nice. So before we come into our Shavasana, we're just going to take one more forward fold and do a little bit of breathing. So ladies, let's start rocking forward and back on our mat. And then on that fourth or fifth one, come all the way up to seated. Find a nice, easy cross-legged position. So just the way that we began class earlier. So from here, let's take one last forward fold. Take a deep inhale. Sweep your hands out and up. Find as much length as you can through the side body, through the torso. As you exhale, keep that length and then fold forward. And see if you can relax the head down. Maybe the forehead even comes down to the earth. If it doesn't touch, you can always bring a blanket or a block underneath your forehead. Take one more full breath here. And then slowly walk the hands in. So since our focus today was breath work and linking our breath to our movement, we're just going to finish the class today with a couple of nice deep full ujjayi breaths. So actually, ladies, let's go ahead and bring the hands onto the belly. Both hands. So maybe right hand a little bit on the low belly, left hand to the top of the belly. And then relax the shoulders. Again, lean back into that imaginary chair so you're nice and tall. Create a nice long line of energy for your breath to flow here. Relax the shoulders, relax the face. And then I want you to take the deepest inhales and exhales that you've taken all day, all practice. Feeling the belly expand as you breathe in. So using the diaphragm, feeling the belly collapse, empty as you breathe out. Again, maybe take a little tuck of the chin. Really hear the breath. With every inhale, see if you can create space for new things to flow in. With every exhale, see if you can let go of any unserving thoughts, unserving stories, especially from your practice. So we do experience things come up as we move through the postures. If there's anything that came up that really isn't serving you all too well, see if you could just let it go. Let's take 5 more deep breaths. Moving at your own pace. Never holding the breath in, allowing it to flow. Keep working on expanding your lung capacity. Stay connected to the belly actually expanding and contracting. Notice if you can relax the legs or the shoulders, so all your focus, all of your energy on the breath. Ladies, let's take one more deep inhale. On that last exhale, completely empty the belly out. And at this point, relax your hands down onto your knees. Open your eyes. And we're going to move into our final resting pose, Shavasana. So at this point, you want to let go of any and all controlled breathing. You want to let your natural breath, the natural rhythms of your breath to take over. So we're going to come down onto our mats, into our Shavasana. You want to let your legs be nice and straight. You want to kind of let your feet flop out to the sides. Then take your hands also slightly away from the body. Maybe palms face up towards this beautiful sky outside for receiving, being open to all the abundance. And then scan your body from the tippy toes to the crown of your head. Make sure you're not holding on to any work. Make sure you're not holding on to any tension. Usually at this point, if you're still holding on, it's pretty subtle. So check in with your eyelids, see if they're relaxed, your fingertips, your toes. Check in with your jaw, the space between your eyebrows. Just let everything go. And since we had a pretty heated flow, if you're at home practicing, I really recommend staying here for about 5 to maybe even 10 minutes and really letting your body soak in the benefits of the discipline, the breath, and the movement. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope that you enjoyed the practice. I hope that you feel energized. We hope to see you tomorrow on Yoga Today. Namaste.